Welcome back to another tutorial on Advanced Excel. My name is Trisha Jagtiani, and in this video, we will learn about some of the important data analysis functions like COUNTIF, SUMIF, COUNTIFS, and SUMIFS functions. All these functions are logical functions, and like if, they also support logical operators like equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. Let's start with the first function, that is the COUNTIF function. COUNTIF function is used to count cells that meet single criteria. Unlike count function, COUNTIF can be used with dates, numbers, and text that matches certain criteria. Moving to my example sheet, you will see that I have names of the students along with the modules that they have enrolled for and their test results. As per the first question on the sheet, I need to identify the total enrollment for each module mentioned in E2 to E4. For this, I will be using the COUNTIF function. So to start with, I'll enter the COUNTIF and open the bracket. You will see that there are two arguments in the COUNTIF function. First is the range. Range is the set of cells where you want Excel to look for the criteria. In our case, it is the column modules. So I'll select the whole range where modules are available. Next is the criteria. Criteria is the condition that you want Excel to check in the given range. So I'll put a comma and then I will select the criteria using the cell reference. So history is written in E2, so that's the reason I'm selecting that. Close the bracket and press enter. Now you got the result for history. You can get the result for the next two by dragging the formula down. However, you will see that as soon as you drag the formula, due to the relative referencing, your range that you had selected is changing from B2 to B18. It is changing to B3 to B19. In order to avoid that, we will have to freeze B2 and B18. To do that, I'll select B2 and press F4. I'll select B18 and press F4. This way, I have freezed the range, and this is called as absolute referencing. To understand the relative and absolute referencing in detail, please go through the cell referencing video. So this is how you use the COUNTIF function in Excel. Next is the SUMIF function. SUMIF function will add total number of numeric entries which meet single criteria in a given range. Now looking at my next example on another sheet, you will see that I have the date-wise split of sales data along with the representative name who have sold it. Now in this example sheet, you will see the first question states provide total sales done by Jones. That means I need to give the total sales, which is sum, but then there is a condition that the total sales should only be for Jones. So the condition is representative as Jones. Hence, here I'll use sum with the if function, which is SUMIF function. SUMIF function has three arguments. One is range, second is criteria, the third one is the sum range. Like COUNTIF function, the first two arguments is same. So again repeating, the first range is the set of cells where you want the Excel to look for the criteria. In our case, it is representative column. So I'll select the whole column. Here, I will go to the next one by pressing comma. The next option is a criteria, and criteria is the condition that you want Excel to check in the given range. And my criteria is Jones. So I'll enter Jones. You can see the formula in the formula bar. You need not scroll up again. Going back to my formula bar, the last argument that I have to give is the sum range. So I put a comma and select the sum range. Now sum range will be the set of cells that contains numeric value which needs to be added. So I need to add the total sales. And it contains the numeric value. So I will select the whole range of sales by using Control Shift and down arrow key. Close the bracket, press enter. Here I'll get the total sales that is done by the representative Jones. Next is the COUNTIFS function, which is IFS. COUNTIFS function works exactly like COUNTIF. However, while COUNTIF counts cell based on single criteria, COUNTIFS counts cells based on multiple criteria. Going back to my previous example, the second question on the sheet requires us to identify total number of students failed from the students enrolled in history. So here I need to count, hence I'll use a count function. However, there are two conditions in this along with the count, where the students enrolled in the history and have failed. So two conditions. I will be using COUNTIFS function. So with the COUNTIFS function, there are more than two arguments, and those arguments are exactly same as the COUNTIF function. The only difference that you will see is with the range, it says criteria range 1. That means it is giving you option to add more criteria range, and along with that, more criterias. So the first thing it is asking is criteria range 1. My first criteria is to look for the students in the history module. So I'll select the range again, which is B2 to B18, comma. Now I have to give criteria 1. Now I have to be very careful that when I'm giving criteria, it should be corresponding to the criteria range. So if I'm giving modules as my criteria range, my criteria should be available in this module. In our example, history should be available in this range. Hence, I have selected E9, which is history written in the cell. As soon as I put comma, your second criteria range occurs. So now I can give the second criteria range. The second criteria range is my result column because I'm looking for all the students who have failed. So I again select the criteria range 2 as the result column, put a comma, and then starts your criteria 2. In the result column, I am looking for fail. So I will put fail in the inverted commas, close the inverted commas. Now you would have noticed that in the first criteria, I used the cell reference because history was written in the cell. While in the second criteria, I had to type it inside the inverted commas just because I cannot find it anywhere on the sheet. Once done, I'll close the bracket and press enter. This is the total number of students who have failed and had enrolled in history. So this is how your logical functions like COUNTIF, COUNTIFS, SUMIF, SUMIFS work in Excel, and they are very useful tool when it comes to data analysis in Excel. Thank you for watching this video and keep watching for more.
To know more, follow and subscribe to upGrad.